we don't call this one anything. We call this Maha. Stupid.
That's that worm in your brain.
Yeah, that's that worm in your brain doing.
Our vibes are like slightly low.
I think that I am literally going on fumes until I get home and I'm going to crash.
Yeah. All right, let's make it quick then.
Because I've literally been awake since 4:30 this morning.
Okay, let's do this so quick.
And I've been an hour away from Arizona and back today.
Because nobody needs to go that far.
No. Unless you're a farmer. Oh my God, I had so much fun though.
What? You made friends with farmers?
Yeah. Well, those were my clients. And so I was like asking them to teach me different things and like, because I literally know nothing about farming operations.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do your employees do? I was like literally asking questions, not to be like, because I need to ask them, but also because I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
That's fun.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
What did they farm?
Alfalfa.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And Bermuda.
Okay.
Both types of hay. Or both types of horse feed or feed.
Oh, yeah.
One, Bermuda is more like a stick, more round.
Uh-huh.
And alfalfa is more like what you would see is like your typical hay.
Oh. When you said like, alfalfa, I was like, cool, sprouts.
Yeah. No, it's literally hay. Oh my God, I saw tractors in action today. I saw them baling hay.
I feel like maybe I've driven through there because I've seen where they like bale the hay.
It is so cool.
And it's like green and then slowly it dies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was so cool. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think we like drive through that on the way to the river.
I bet.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy is that their crops are watered by the Colorado River. They set up canals and they open up gates to flood their crops from canals that are fed through the Colorado River.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's so...
So it must be the ones that I drive past.
It has to be.
Because that's where we go, the Colorado River.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get there, but...
We're maybe like 30 minutes from... No, not even, like 15 minutes from the border.
Yeah.
It's like not even... It's basically Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's get into it.
We are like... running on fumes and exhausted.
Yeah.
So today we're doing things a little bit different.
Ooh, do tell.
So rather than talk about like a case or a scam, we're going to be talking about Maha. Do you know what Maha is?
No.
So it stands for Make America Healthy Again.
Oh, I got scared.
I mean, you should
be
scared. So I didn't know what Maha was. And then I kept seeing things after the inauguration about this Maha ball. And it said that it was like Jewel Kilcher, your girl.
I'm so mad at her.
Performed at the Maha ball.
Mad at her? Mad at Carrie Underwood? And whoever else. Wait, somebody else randomly performed. It was like a rapper.
Snoop.
You fuck off.
Oh, wait, no, it was Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. That's
it was Rick Ross. Not Rick Allen Ross, the cult deprogrammer.
No.
The actual rapper.
The actual.
Yep. Yeah. So I was seeing all these things and I didn't quite understand. And when I started to look into it more, I was on the surface, it looks good. Like, I think that...
Because I think the message is like healthy, but anytime it's like like anything, make America, anything.
Yeah. So that was my first, was like vomit in my mouth a little bit. And then the more I looked into it, like I get the appeal because I think it appeals to like, it's like something that resonates deeply with most Americans, right? We're living with a deep distrust of the medical system.
1,000.
People don't feel listened to. They're paying exorbitant rates for insurance that's denying them coverage to the point where the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was almost celebrated, and his alleged shooter, Luigi Mangione,
is a fucking hero.
Yeah, is considered a fucking hero.
So, oh my God, he's an adjective, by the way, between my sister and I right now. But
what, someone's Luigiing somebody?
Oh my God, we both want to get Luigi on. We can't get a fucking inhaler to save our lives. It's so expensive. Our insurance is being donkey. My insurance, like, it's a whole long story. But Erin and I randomly she was trying to get her, is it Symbicort? She was trying to get it for herself, for her own asthma. Uh-huh. I was trying to get it for J-Mo because he was sick. And then it was like right when it was like starting to get really dry.
Uh-huh.
And she had texted me and she was like, hey, do you still get the inhaler for pretty cheap? My insurance is being donkey, blah, 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 blah. It's going to cost this much. But. And she's like, it makes me want to get real Luigi on somebody. And then, like, we kept going. I was like, my insurance is doing this. Where the fuck is Luigi? We're like, let's go.
My God.
It's so bad. But yes, I understand.
No, it is. Like, and so they bring up a lot of times Big Pharma, the way that they're profiting off of all these, like, medications. And, you know, the doctors are getting paid. Oh, the other thing is that doctors are getting paid to push medications.
Oh, yeah, they are.
That, like, people might not need or want. And, you know, the whole idea is to conceal symptoms rather than, you know, get to the root of the problem. And again, that's only if your doctor even recognizes that there's a problem, because women in this country are historically not listened to. People of color, historically not listened to. Our mortality rates are fucking garbage.
I was just listening to a podcast this morning. I think it was Giggly Squad. And Hannah Berner just did an event about women's heart. It was like a women's heart event. Mm-hmm. Basically, heart attacks are like the leading cause for death for women because we go, like, they blame so much on hormones, or they blame so much, like, all of these real, like symptoms that we're feeling that could be related to a heart problem. We're being pushed to the side. Oh, perimenopause. Oh, it's this, or oh, it's that. Like, it's just like we're like being pushed to the side and not taken seriously. So I get it.
Well, that brings up another point, is that they didn't, until like this year, they didn't even start researching like women's bodies and how medications and how
affect women specifically. Women specifically. It's all on men.
Yeah. Fucking dumb.
Stupid.
Anyway, people are really fed up with the healthcare industry as a whole.
Yep.
So it makes sense. But also, like, we're also in this place, we're on the heels of COVID. Vaccines are such a hot button issue. And, you know, so that's like the tip of the iceberg, right? Like, we could be here all day talking about how fucked up our healthcare system is, how fucked up health is in this country. And I wanted to say that, like, up front, because, yeah, a lot of his ideas sound good. Or a lot of these Maha ideas sound good, but they are actually shit. And I don't want to negate
clothing.
I don't want to negate that there is shit wrong and that they are saying their stuff wrong. Okay. It's just in the way that they think that the problem is going to get solved, or their solutions, or their agenda.
Does it seem like there's like ulterior motives, like hidden agendas?
I mean, I think that there's like, there are, I don't think that, I think that I do think that it comes from a good place, some of it, but I think it's from a very ill-informed place. And
it's hard when people have such, like,
and
platforms.
There's people that will be financially benefiting. So on August 23rd, 2024, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his presidential campaign as an independent and threw his support behind Donald Trump, which he basically was like, yeah, I called him and he's going to, like, give me a job.
Ugh.
So he was running a campaign that on the surface, like, felt pretty moderate if you, like, didn't really, like, look into him much. He was, like, always shirtless and in jeans doing, like, pull-ups or, like, push-ups and, like, whatever. And he was really honest, supposedly really honest about his past with the struggle of substance abuse. that time he killed a baby bear in Central Park and then left it there. So it
What?
looked like a cyclist hit it and killed it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's
when
something
did that happen?
A long time ago.
Oh my God.
He apparently also sawed off a whale's head and strapped it to the top of his car. And like while his family, a whale's head, like it was like a beached whale. And he was like, this is cool. So he like sawed the head off, put it on the top of the car to like take it back to like, I don't know.
He probably wanted to put it on his fucking wall when he got home.
Well, probably. But his daughter said that like the juices, every time they would like...
Oh my God. What?
Like there was like juices like seeping down, like it was gross.
Oh my God.
He also says that there had been a worm in his brain that got in there, eaten part of it, and then died in there. And they found it in like 2010.
Wait, I don't like how do you even start to
I don't know.
that?
This is unverified. I don't know why you would lie about I don't know. Why would a lot of people lie about a lot of things? But like, I don't know.
Specifically a worm.
A worm eating your brain.
And then it was like, wait, I'm full. I'm going to just die.
Yeah.
Like, how does a worm get in? Like, just so many questions. So many questions.
So he's an avid outdoorsman. And he's a lawyer who's done some admirable work in the past for environmental causes. Obviously, he's also the son of Robert F. Kennedy, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. He also, also that means that he comes from privilege. So let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Because it will come into play later. He also spoke a lot about how fucked up our food system is, the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, which is true.
Oh.
And surface level, there is no lie there. Yeah. Surface level, it sounds amazing. We're not going to like, at first I was like trying to separate Maha from Robert F. Kennedy. There is no separation.
They can't. Impossible.
We're not going to talk about his bio all day. But so anyway, so his stance on it seems reasonable. And once he's backing Trump, he starts a super PAC called Maha, Make America Healthy Again. And a PAC stands for Political Action Committee, and it's an organization that raises funds for political purposes. So like getting legislation passed or funding candidates. So their plan was like, we're going to push health in the places where Kennedy was doing well and push them in the way of Trump. So Maha's agenda was to tackle healthcare. Their main issue is that they want to address the root causes of chronic illness, which they've identified as poor diet, environmental toxins, and inadequate healthcare. He says he wants to research alternative options for doctors to be able to prescribe like a gym membership or like healthy diet or like acupuncture or, like more things.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know. Okay, this is an aside. I didn't say this. I didn't put this later in my notes. But like, if you are a person who is struggling to find the time to even go to the doctor, I don't know how a gym membership is going to help address those needs. It feels like a little like health gaslighting to me.
Right. Because some people, honestly, the only way, if I don't get up and go to the gym in the morning, it's not happening. And for me to get up and go to the gym in the morning, I need to have like adequate amount of sleep the night before. Like I feel like all the stars need to align.
Well, and being able to go to a gym comes from a place of privilege.
Oh, yeah, because I have my husband who works from home, who can stay home. My kid, before my kid, like people
I think
can't
that's
just up and leave their kids at home.
So when he says like, we want to be able to prescribe a gym membership or gym membership or healthy diet, that is it's so privileged because like people are barely scraping by to be able to afford food, period.
Right.
So like a healthy diet, like someone who doesn't know, like I know I get overwhelmed with diet stuff, like, or not like diet stuff, but like eating well. Like at some points I'm like, I don't know what I should eat.
Aldridge,
so sometimes I'll eat nothing because that's just where I'm like, I don't know. And then I go into a functional freeze.
Oh,
so like,
shit.
I can't even imagine like someone who's really, really struggling and they're not given the tools other than a doctor being like, I think you need to be healthier. It just feels like you're not.
Sorry, when you were saying like they prescribed like a gym membership, I was thinking that they're paying.
Ideally, it would be covered by insurance. Correct.
Okay.
Pause on that. No.
Okay. All right.
Pause. Remember that. Remember that. So another platform is regenerative agriculture. He wants to reform the way in which we farm, getting rid of Roundup and pesticides. There's a lot of things he wants to do with agriculture. And to be honest, he's not going to get it done because most Republicans have get huge amounts of money from lobbyists from the farm industry because those are the states in which there are huge farms. He wants to tackle he wants to get rid of fluoride in water. Remember that for later, because he's like, people have like toothpaste now with fluoride in it. Why do you need it in your water? Hold on to that thought later. He wants to tackle corporate corruption in industries like big pharma. Again, reasonable. All of it reasonable. And so in return for all this work with this like Maha platform that he's created, Trump nominated him to run the Department of Health and Human Services and, quote, go wild on health. So the HHS oversees the CDC, the FDA, NIH, the National Institutes of Health, and the Department of Agriculture. So farming, forestry, blah, 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 blah. So that is a huge...
That's like literally
swath of departments that would all be run
by this 2+2 not knowing motherfucker, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to break down. So the past few days he's had his one of his confirmation hearings for, I think it was like this financial, I don't know, whatever. But it was wild.
Real? Is this what you were like, I need to see this? Like, was it yesterday?
Yeah. So today was the day that they passed him through to like the final phase. So he is well on his way. I don't know why I thought he wouldn't make it that far.
Here we are.
But here we go. I get a little bit ragey, and then I get a little bit ragey about it just because the entire thing feels very yeah. That sounds great, but
is it realistic?
It's not realistic.
Does it apply to everybody?
Because we live in a capitalist society that is so focused on like earning and hustling, and everything is so fucking expensive. So we have to, work hard.
Right.
It's not going to, because of that, none of this is going to matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless we changed, like, the root cause of a lot of these health problems is that we are not made to run on what we run on.
No.
We're not meant to be working, like, 80-hour weeks.
We literally are not. We're not meant to be ingesting the garbage that is put on our, like, it's so expensive to eat healthier, to be mindful about eating healthier. And if somebody is looking at the choice, I need to feed my kids so that they're not hungry. Sometimes
mac and cheese is it,
or mac
ramen.
And cheese, ramen, fast food, dollar menu. They don't even have those, if they even have them anymore. But like, those options. Like it's also a privilege to eat healthy almost.
Oh, it's 100%. Because also then you have to like do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the time or the energy or the resources
or the money
or the resources or you don't have like, the money to buy the vegetables and the proteins and the whatever.
Maybe you can't afford the organic brand, so you gotta fucking great value that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like sometimes you have to make choices.
I always great value.
I fucking don't mind great value.
I always great value.
I just imagine it's bad for you.
It's honestly, a pasta is a pasta, you know?
A pasta is a pasta.
Right?
I mean, great value in a lot of things.
I great value as
much
I great
as value the whole summer one time. Remember that one time?
Yeah.
Great value summer.
That's the way to go. So we're going to start off with vaccines. Because if you Google RFK Jr., that is the first thing you'll see. He is a staunch anti-vaxxer. And he's a little bit tricky because depending on who he's talking to, he'll be like, no, I'm really reasonable. If someone shows me sound science, I will change my mind. I will apologize. Like, yeah, like I'm not an anti-vaxxer. All my kids are vaccinated.
No, you've misunderstood me.
You've misunderstood me. But then also he's like, no, I'm pro-safe vaccine. So when you say pro-safe vaccine, that implies that vaccines aren't safe, which has implications in itself. And even though his own kids are vaccinated, he regrets it. And if he could go back in time and do one thing, it would be not vaccinate his kids.
Of all the things. Wow. That's fucking wild.
You know, save his dad from assassination.
Not be like,
hey.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Not Tanya Harding, that one guy with Oswald something or other.
Yeah.
What was his name? I don't remember.
Oh, you're thinking Lee Harvey Oswald. That's his uncle. That's John F. Kennedy.
Sorry. What's the deal?
So I think it's Sirhan is who assassinated or who was convicted of assassinating RFK.
Oh. Whoops-a-doodle. Honestly,
I don't know where I pulled that out from.
I don't understand the way your IMDb brain. It's not even just IMDb. It's just names in general. You have like.
I actually don't know if that's his name. I could be wrong. Well, I don't know.
And I am the perfect person to be wrong with because I will not.
You're so smart. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So, he believes that vaccines cause autism. Super disproved. Like beyond disproved. Autism, ADHD, food allergies, cancer, and autoimmune diseases. And he says he's not going to take away vaccines and that he's going to go along with whatever the CDC says is a good vaccine schedule. However, if the head of HHS continues with anti-vax rhetoric, again, most of which is disproven, it could shape the response, the responses to outbreaks in the future.
1,000%.
One example of this is in Samoa on July 6, 2018. 2 babies, they were both 12 months old, died after getting the MMR vaccine, which was accidentally mixed with muscle relaxer. Don't know how that happened. Super big fuck up. But human error.
Human error?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to do with the vaccine. It has to do with...
nothing to do. It had to do with human error. But this caused a lot of distrust in the medical system. And it was used by anti-vax groups, in particular, the Children's Defense Fund, which is an organization RFK created to litigate for vaccine injury. So they come in and they start to spread fear. And in response, the government suspends the MMR vaccine program for 10 months. RFK goes down to Samoa. Why the fuck else would he go? He's like, oh, I was just there on vacation. Did not just go down there on vacation?
No.
He catches wind, goes to Samoa, meets with a bunch of anti-vaxxers, and then a few months later, there's a huge measles outbreak. And it lasts like 4 months. Parents are scared to vaccinate their kids because of everything they've heard about the vaccines. And as a result, over 80 die from the outbreak.
I was just going to say, how many kids?
90% are under the age of 5.
Who didn't get that vaccine because they were afraid, because they were told bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
When it was, in fact, human error, had nothing to do with the actual vaccine.
Yeah. Kennedy believes that this, quote, mild outbreak the deaths were because of the vaccine. Which I don't understand, because if they were unvaccinated, how did they die because of the vaccine?
It is literally like the way that people can just find ways to make things make sense. Like their rationale is so out of this world. It's like it's crazy because they really believe it. Like they really will get behind it, and that becomes their new truth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on. 1 + 2 is not equaling 3 right now. What's happening?
And so this argument could be made, right? Like, he didn't have any direct policy influence in the Samoan government at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, if he is confirmed, right, and he is in charge of the vaccination programs in the U.S., even though he's saying like, oh, I'm pro safe vaccines, or he rolls things back, that is enough influence that could literally kill, like, can put kids at risk.
In so much danger.
And with herd immunity, I think you need 95% vaccination rates to get herd immunity. Samoa was 94. They had 94%,
Jeez.
and they still lost 80 kids in their outbreak. So those numbers, like, have big, like, implications.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Yeah, what am I trying to say? You can still do, like, a ton of damage without enacting policy just by sowing distrust.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
What's even more concerning, I forgot about this. I wrote these notes this morning, and I'm, like, forgetting all the things. But so what's more concerning is that Kennedy is referring people to a law firm representing patients who have been allegedly harmed by Merck's HPV vaccine. He gets paid for each client he refers.
Of course he does.
He's earned about $2.5 million so far.
Just by referring.
And during his confirmation hearing, when asked when he would end this agreement with the firm, because, you know, conflict of interest, he was like, no, I won't. So he has...
This is all, by the way...
It behooves him to sow this public distrust. So he might not create policy, but just the distrust alone lines his pocket.
Right.
And keeps kids not safe.
Right.
I say kids because, I mean, I don't know. We don't get vaccines as much as...
Yeah, I think we're on the other other side of it. I think, yeah. But... It's a complete abuse of, like, his platform.
And I feel like it's not, you know, I get that there is...
Because if he wasn't who he was, he wouldn't have this opportunity.
No. And, you know, I understand that people want to make their own choices when it comes to vaccines, and I'm not knocking that. However,
informed choices,
I think that there needs to be, like, I think that to create fear about it
right
is not the answer.
It's not. And
I don't think that someone who is, like, someone should be middle of the road, right? Someone who is not for or, like, who is peddling this, like, very, like, anti-vax rhetoric, I feel like is probably not someone who you should be who should be in charge of vaccines.
Right. It should be, you're right. It should be somebody who is not far one way or not far the other. Like, it should be somebody who can have an unbiased, what is that called when you, like, you can, like, they, like,
unbiased.
An objective?
Oh, objective, yeah.
Yeah, an objective view on the stance. Mm-hmm. That way they can make decisions that'll be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
Versus one side or the other.
So another thing that he's really talked about is chronic disease. And he wants to figure out what this root cause is, again, with his, like, gym memberships and the eating healthy. And yeah, sounds great. He wants to fund a study for the links between food additives and chronic disease by diverting infectious disease research, which feels like, because of climate change, there's only going to be more infectious disease outbreaks. Does not feel... I mean, yes, there should be money given to chronic disease research.
Absolutely.
However, we should still probably continue researching infectious disease.
Not at the cost of just shutting this whole other bit down.
Yeah. And there's one moment... fucking Bernie Sanders. Also, there's a few Bernie Sanders moments that I was just like, I fucking love you so much. But he asked him, do you think healthcare... I should back up. Are you following this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like in real life?
No. Like, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so all over the place.
No,
because I feel like I'm getting, like, a little bit worked up because I'm irritated.
Yeah.
So during his confirmation, he insinuated that he would make that most citizens want private health care. So rather than, the the ACA or Medicare or Medicaid, people would rather be on a private insurance, which is not which isn't doable, right?
No.
So I feel like a lot of his, and this is just my opinion, but from my standpoint, it looks like the things he wants to do, that's great. But again, they're for people of privilege.
Which I was going to say, not everybody can get on private health care.
And if they want to dismantle the ACA and there's only private health care, then the things that he wants to fix are only going to get worse.
Right.
Because I know that if I'm working 3 jobs just to keep a roof over my head and feed my kids, I'm not
making a dentist appointment or
I'm not
making an appointment to check my
I'm not even going to I'm not going to the doctor.
No.
I probably won't even have the health care because
if you're working 3 jobs, you probably don't have a job that has benefits.
Yeah. So I
what
just
people that
don't see it just feels very cool. You want to study, I don't know, aromatherapy. Sure, divert funding to aromatherapy or whatever the fuck. But don't expect to I don't know. It just feels like they're making healthcare more inaccessible by putting out solutions that are really only for the people that have the time and the money.
Right.
And then to also say, I think this all should be private and maybe. So then Bernie Sanders,
even more exclusive.
He asked him, "Do you think healthcare is a human right?" And his response was, quote, "If you smoke cigarettes for 20 years and you get cancer, you're now taken from the pool."
Yeah.
So no, his answer is no. Not everyone should deserve healthcare.
Oh. Okay.
So
I feel like everybody deserves health care.
I also believe that.
But did Bernie Sanders said that?
No, that's what RFK said.
Oh my God. That's why I'm so confused.
No, Bernie Sanders just is do you think healthcare is a human right?
Oh, okay.
And Bernie then Sanders, RFK was basically no.
That's fucked up. I honestly didn't understand what you were saying. I thought you were saying
that Bernie Sanders was yo.
Yeah.
Do you think it's right? Because I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's not what he was saying.
I honestly I misunderstood what the cigarettes and taking from the pool meant because I don't know much. But
yeah. So
fuck that.
The other thing that had during the confirmation that was which was weird, was abortion. So as recently as last May, because Kennedy used to be a Democrat, he seemed to support a woman's right to choose. But since being nominated, he's done such a 180.
Quiet on that front right now, I bet.
No, full 180.
Jesus.
He said that he would not commit to keeping mifepristone, the Plan B. Or the abortion, whatever the abortion.
Okay.
So he would not commit to keeping it on the market, and he's just going to let Trump take the lead, which is fucking scary. And asked
do we start stocking up on that shit? Not that I can get pregnant right now, because
honestly,
do we start stocking up on it though to make sure we protect our fucking children and our fucking, I don't know.
Does it expire?
I don't know, probably.
I don't know. Someone let us know.
But no, I'm serious, because I keep seeing they're it's cheap in California. It's $6.
Is it? Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean,
all right, if it doesn't expire, hit me up if you're in another state.
Yeah. Literally, I'm fuck, because if that goes away.
Secretly, I don't want to get arrested.
Yeah.
So he then was asked whether, and this was a little bit of a trick question, but he was asked whether federal law ensures that a pregnant person has the right to emergency care if they are experiencing life-threatening bleeding from an incomplete miscarriage. And he goes, I don't know. I just don't know. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
And for a person in the position to
he just doesn't know.
He doesn't, I don't know. You should fucking know, and you should fucking care.
Yeah. Most of his confirmation
you
was
don't
a
know
lot
because
of...
you don't care because it doesn't affect you, probably. That privilege again.
It's that
like,
privilege.
It's literally that.
His privilege is showing. Yeah, and so a lot of his confirmation was a lot of like, I don't know, I don't remember.
That's embarrassing.
Some of his other wild claims, and some of his other wild claims is that he blames school shootings on antidepressants.
On antidepressants?
Yes, there's never been a link.
Not even a little
Never
bit?
been a link. Or, like, not even, like, a causation, really. So he also believes that the chemicals in our water supply contribute to, quote, sexual dysphoria in kids. So he thinks that the water's making our kids gay.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. He also believes that COVID was a genetically engineered bioweapon that targets Black and white people, but spared Eastern European Jews and Chinese people. And then when asked about this at his confirmation, because they were like, did you say this? And he said, yeah, I didn't say that they were deliberately targeted. So he was like, yeah, but like not on purpose.
But I didn't I
didn't say it was like a deliberate. I just said that's who it affected.
That's what it was. That's what happened. But
also, I'm a very small sliver of Chinese. I wonder if that's why I never got COVID.
I can't believe that you literally never got COVID.
I know. It's that Chinese.
That is so crazy. I just now realized I've gotten it like 3 times. I am zero sliver of Chinese.
You're zero sliver of Chinese.
Wait, I should look it up. That is so crazy.
I know.
You're a unicorn.
Right? None of us have. None of us have gotten it.
You, Tommy, the Fei-Feis, and the Jack-Jack?
He is Polish, though. He's half Polish.
What, but did the Marky Joe and the Jades?
Yeah.
Huh.
I know. Weird.
You guys have literally never had it.
No. I mean, I guess Jade has the same amount of Chinese that I probably have. So there's that.
There's that.
He also believes HIV doesn't cause AIDS, and it's the gay lifestyle and the use of poppers that causes it. See, this is why
we can't have somebody, like, we can't have him in a position to have so much power that has to do with the well-being of everybody else. Like, he can't be making decisions.
No.
That have direct impact. Because he doesn't know shit.
On people that he basically thinks shit of. Like, basically all of this is like, he is a, like, serious bigot and a homophobe and possibly a racist.
Yeah.
Oh, he also thinks Lyme disease is highly likely a military bioweapon. And when asked if he thought that was true, if he had said that, he goes, I probably did say that.
Probably. Sounds like something I would say.
So I don't think... So... I want to round this out. So he likely will be he will be heading HHS. I don't think that it's as grim as a lot. I think that he's not going to get far on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I think that Trump is doing it to garner votes for like the wellness community. Mm-hmm. I don't think that he's going to get, like, a lot of his, like, his agriculture stuff that he wants, the food industry stuff. I don't think he's going to get any of that passed. He's going to have way too much pushback.
Yeah.
It's never going to get off the ground. I do want to say that don't just trust us. Like, be discerning.
Yeah.
Notice the language that he's using, his supporters are using. Notice what he's saying, and then, like, notice what people are saying and then what they're selling. Like, I know, and this isn't, like, to disparage, like, Mark Hyman or, like, any of those other kind of wellness influencers, but, like, they have shit to sell, and it behooves them to get on board with this Maha. But I think it goes against a lot of their values, too. But I think when they're like, oh, someone is coming and they're going to dismantle the system that I think is fucked up. Great.
Right.
However, what are the implications for everybody else when it just doesn't affect the top, like, up, like, middle upper class?
Right. I feel like when you want to make changes, it can never be, like, it needs to be subtle. Changes need to happen, like, step by step by step by step. You can't just come in and shake up a whole situation, expecting it to, there's people are going to feel the bullshit about like the hard end of this, and it's going to be the people that don't come from privilege.
Yeah. I think that I don't say that to, obviously you want what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
However, I just would hope that people would look at more sources just than the one that looks good and kind of dig in and see who are these people, who are these people,
who are they affiliated with,
where are they making their money,
where does their money come in?
I mean, obviously there's not much we can do other than do your own research, be discerning,
mm-hmm.
and look at the places where these people who are like where they're making their money. RFK is making money off of saying that vaccines aren't safe.
Right.
And so he's going to continue to push that and what that means for everyone. I do think that there's too many vaccines. I think that they haven't done a good job of explaining why we need all of them. And I feel like if it's required to go into school, I feel like a company can't profit off of it. I think that's fucking weird and dumb.
Right.
Obviously, we don't pay anything. Most people don't pay for vaccines, but
no, because it's all paid for through our insurance.
But doctors pushing them get paid. And I think that if...
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Absolutely.
So I think that's a system that, sure, tackle that first. Yeah. If you want to talk about vaccine infrastructure, think about taking... I don't know. This isn't making any sense. I'm going to have to edit it out.
No.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're people are going to push the narratives that line their pockets, and that's what's happening. And I think that's why, they always say, they don't want, America knows that we know our food is garbage. We know, whatever, but there's so much money to be made off of sick people that they're not going to put any change into it because it's lining their pockets.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So that is our quick kind of discussion. I wouldn't say even coverage because I feel like there's so much that I don't know and I'm still learning. But I just felt like it was really weird that this whole wellness thing is happening right now. And to kind of give a little bit of a primer and to kind of question what is really behind this and kind of look into it. Because, yeah, a lot of things would be great. Probably won't get done. Or it will only benefit,
right,
the more privileged of us.
Right.
Which is great for me. But it's not going to help.
It's not great for everybody.
It's not great for everybody.
No.
It's not great for the people that you claim to be advocating for.
Right.
Which
it's great for me, but honestly, when I was growing up, wouldn't have been great for my family then. We're in a more privileged position than what I grew up with. And so it literally is that I don't know.
I definitely was randomly thinking about vaccines on the way because on the way to the gym and back. And I was
You went to the gym today?
Well, I went to yoga.
Oh.
But as I was driving, I was having these flashbacks of having chickenpox. Did you ever get chickenpox?
I did, but I lived in the Philippines at the time. All I remember is slathering the calamine lotion.
Calamine lotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And it would only feel good for the second it was being slathered on, and then immediately you would be hurting itchy.
Everybody, though, it was so crazy. Everybody got murked at the same time. It was everybody jump in that bathtub full of calamine lotion or whatever. Calamine lotion. Yeah. And then when you get out, we're slathering you with the good, more concentrated.
It's crazy because the thought that I don't know, people are yeah, fine, we'll get chickenpox. Maybe these parents are too young to realize.
They don't remember,
they didn't get it because there's already vaccines.
Right.
There was no vaccine when we were younger.
Exactly. We remember what it was like. We can see, oh, yeah, that's right. Nobody gets chickenpox anymore. Weird.
Don't even know what my kids would do if they had chickenpox. They would
Oh my God, they'd be so miserable. Like, they don't know. They can't handle. My kids would not be able to handle. I would go insane.
I gave my mom the chickenpox.
Oh, shit.
I know.
You gave her the chickenpox.
I give her the chickenpox. I know.
Sharing.
I couldn't even imagine being an adult having, because that's more surface area.
No. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just not a good person when I'm itchy.
Yeah. I had a really bad allergic reaction like was that last year? Remember my stomach was like,
I got
from the jade plant for the succulent. I was crying because I was like, it itched so bad.
It was literally just so crazy though.
And that was only my stomach.
It's so crazy.
Oh, and my neck.
Yeah.
My arms.
But I'm like, because you are who you are and you're so level-headed, you were like, I'm just going to ask my mom. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to I would have fucking been checking myself into scripts, Rancho Bernardo, and been like, help! Like, so ridiculous. I would have freaked out.
I'm not sure.
You're not a catastrophizer.
No. I'm going to be that person who probably dies from something dumb at home because I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine.
Ice and Advil.
Yeah. Ice and Advil. That's such a Cindy.
I know, which now she's all fucked up because she heard that ice and Advil is like the worst things you can do. And now she's like, what?
She said that at Harp's birthday. She was like, I've been telling my kids that my whole life.
I tell Tommy that now. He's always like, oh, I think this hurts. I'm like, ice and Advil, you're fine.
Oh my God.
He's probably going to die because I'm gaslighting him, telling him that he's fine.
Yeah.
But also, men just can't, like, be hurt.
What I do?
Like a woman can.
I literally, you know what I do? Every time my kids are sick, every time I blah, blah, blah.
Water.
You have a headache? Water. You're dehydrated. You need some water.
Yeah.
Go. Water.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to us ramble and try to figure out this Maha shit. If you have questions and you want me to look into it, if you have feedback or you know something that I or Jess questioned and we're like, what?
Mm-hmm. Most things for me.
Hit us up. We're on Instagram at The Cultural Zeitgeist. Give us a review if you have the time. That would be great. Because most people either they review and they're like mad or when they're reminded. So here's a reminder. We'd love a review.
Tell us how you feel.
And then other than that, stay tuned. We've got actual regular cases coming up and probably a cultured. But yeah, that is it.
Okay. We don't call this one anything. We call this Maha. Stupid.
That's that worm in your brain.
Yeah. That's that worm in your brain doing.
Fucking idiot.
Dummy.
Stupid fucking idiot.
Stupid.
I hate you.
I had no idea we were going into this type of episode today. A little palate cleansing, but also bullshitty. I'm like,
it's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
But I think that it's good to know.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I think it's good to know. And I think that
not taking advantage of your platform and actually encouraging people to do the right thing.
Well, and I would say, like, don't trust my research. Go look things up yourself.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Again, and then look at those sources and make sure that they're not trying to sell you something. Yes. Because I feel like a lot of this feels like people trying to sell you shit. And feels
it sucks.
And it's got my scam. It's like got my scam radar. Like, but again, I'm very cynical, and I think everything is trash. So
yeah, it just sucks though.
Even if people are trying to do good, I'm like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, it just sucks because I just don't remember a time. Well, obviously, I've never been, that involved in politics, but I just don't remember a time where like I just had to question I just feel like right now it's like the wild, wild west out there. Nobody is held to any standard anymore. It's literally just like you get the votes and you get to just do all the things, and like it's hard to trust anything, and you shouldn't until but it's just sad.
I'm just personally revolting by refusing to shop at.
Yeah, don't stimulate Trump's economy.
Don't stimulate his economy. if you do need to buy things, you can look up
secondhand,
or like I've been supporting people or companies that are keeping their DEI policies.
Oh yeah.
So I shopped at Nordstrom Rack the other
Oh,
day.
you did?
Because
What'd you
they kept
get?
theirs. I had to get shoes for a wedding. They have memory foam, and I think that they're old lady shoes.
Who gives a...
But you kind of can't tell. You kind of can tell. But you know what? They were so comfortable. I thought about them for like a week and a half. And I had to go back and get them. They were still there? I went to a different one.
The luck.
They were from the Naturalizer. Oh. That is definitely old lady.
For sure.
Right? Yeah, old
for
lady
sure.
brand. But they were they were so comfortable.
Let's go Drapers and Damon's. Remember that store? There's like the old lady store.
Yeah.
I love it.
A little orthopedic.
Okay, hit me with it.
Mm-hmm. I did that. And then Ulta still has their DEI policies in place. So
yeah. Costco, shame on Target. But,
shame on Target.
Still processing that.
Local farmers markets.
Yeah. I'll stimulate the shit out of that economy.
Yeah. Same.
All
right.
Okay.
Well, Maha. See you guys later. Bye.